So I'd like to bring in now legal analyst and attorney Rachel Fiset. Rachel, thank you so much for your time today, for sticking around as we've been listening to this press conference. We know that the DA, this new DA, certainly has not been enthusiastic toward the brothers. He's questioned the admissibility, the relevance of what the defense attorneys are calling this new evidence. He walked through some of those details just moments ago. Are you at all surprised by what we are hearing from him?
I am not. I think what he is doing is closing off various avenues for them to be released from prison. In February, he closed off that they would receive a new trial, citing much of the same evidence, many of the same lies, basically that their credibility is not good. And he doesn't believe that they have been rehabilitated, and he didn't believe the new evidence. Now, what I believe he is doing here is that he is going to withdraw the request to resentence that the prior DA had filed with the court. And I believe that is his submission today. And what he is giving everybody, that the public that is watching, is his reasoning behind that withdrawal.
Yeah, so Rachel, explain that a little bit, because we did hear that toward the beginning where he said he is prepared to go forward with resentencing, but literally then his next statement was that he was withdrawing the previous motion by the previous DA. So what does that actually mean?
It sounds like this DA is not going to request a resentencing. Now, he did say earlier in the press conference that a judge could continue, but what he is submitting is a withdrawal of that prior request. And since it's the same DA's office, it's just a different DA. The district attorney does owe a submission to the court. So what he is doing here is laying out what his submission to the court says. And I think at the end of this, the punchline will be, and we are not going to request a resentence, and we do not support it. So that is what all of these details are. He has submitted over an 80-page brief outlining what it sounds like is many of the same facts that the jury found over 30 years ago.
So, Rachel, toward the beginning of his comments today, which again at this point have been going on for about 30 minutes, we heard a lot of the name Sirhan Sirhan. That is the man who was convicted of murdering Robert F. Kennedy Sr. What are your thoughts? Do you think that was a fair comparison?
I don't exactly think it's the same circumstance. And the reason he went on about Sirhan was because it was another case where a resentencing was refused, where a governor did not grant clemency. And he is saying this is not so unusual. Here are similar facts as it relates to rehabilitation and credibility and time served. And in that case, they also denied it. So I think what he's saying is, because this is not necessarily a popular decision he's about to make, he is saying, I am just doing what precedent has said is viable in looking at the same kinds of cases. I compared those cases, and I am going to draw the same conclusion, which is not to grant a resentencing or time served for these crimes.
And Rachel, we've just learned that a cousin of the brothers is now filing a formal complaint regarding violation of victims' rights. They're calling this DA Hochman, his conduct, quote, outright abusive. How significant is it that, numerous relatives of these brothers, who are also then relatives of their murdered parents, but they are pushing for their release?
So this is a hot button topic. And when you think of what that family has gone through just over the last year in the relative positions of the district attorneys, it really did look like the brothers would be released from prison sometime last year. Then Nathan Hochman was voted in as district attorney. Gascon was voted out. And Nathan Hochman has really totally changed the position of the district attorney's office. And so the family members who had been supporting their relatives getting out of prison are now, their head is spun, and it is all in the public. Everything is happening in the public as it relates to each decision being made. And it's a decision that's contrary to what most of the family wants. So now they are going to file complaints, and they've been on a roller coaster, and they probably don't know what to think at this point.
And my last question for you, as we're running out of time a bit here, Rachel, but again, we're waiting. He hasn't come out and basically said they're not getting out, but essentially that's certainly what he's implying. What likely happens next year? I mean, do you think this is likely the last chance at freedom for these two?
No, so they still have the chance with the governor. So the governor can grant them clemency. The governor's decision has nothing to do with the district attorney's decision, and I think that is what District Attorney Hochman is saying, is this is becoming a dead end here at the district attorney's office in Los Angeles. If they are going to get out of prison, it will not be on me, it will be on the governor. So the governor still has to make his decision, and as he said recently, he is going through all of the documents himself.
All right, well, we will certainly see what happens. Rachel, thank you so much for breaking that all down. Rachel Fiset, certainly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.